Hello. By the way, this is for the people that watch this on replay. If you're on the replay, fast forward a few minutes, then the content will just begin. I'm gonna sit here and wait a little bit for people to come in. Drop in the comments, by the way, if you're here live. Let me know you're here. Also, if the idea of learning to be the bank, learning to be the casino appeals to you, which if you have a heartbeat, it should very much appeal to you, go over to dailycryptobull.com. I teach you how I use DeFi to be the bank and the casino. And what do we say? The house always wins. Go learn to be the house. Drop in the comments if you guys are here live while I'm chatting on some snack, giving people some time to roll in. And then we'll get started. I got some cool stuff to share with you today. Drop something in the comments, give a thumbs up, something, let me know people are in here. What's up everybody, we'll get started here in a second. Drop in some comments where you're tuning in from. Maybe give a thumbs up emoji, or hit the like button. And then we'll get started here in just a second. What's up, Nana? Crypto will fall soon. I disagree. But truth is, none of us know the future. I appreciate the comment. I think usually you would have been right. But this time, it just seems to be more the real deal. And I'll show you on some charts why I think that. And again, there's no certainties, right? There's only probabilities. So let me just start it right out by looking at this chart. This chart right here is called Bitcoin dominance, okay? So currently it's at, a little under 60, it's 59.5. That means for every dollar in crypto, just under 60 cents of it is in Bitcoin, okay? So almost 60% of all the money in crypto is sitting in Bitcoin. And this is the daily chart. Well, we got all the way up here, the cycle high so far, and I think it very well could be the cycle top. Got all the way up here on June 27th to a high of 66%. Right now, we're just under 60, right? It's very important. You don't want to go anywhere. Send a thumbs up if you like this. Actually, just do it anyways because you're cool and you appreciate people taking time out of their day to teach you stuff. But you can see that it's really fell, and you see, look at this. This channel here has held up very well. This channel has been intact since right here, since June of 23. So for over 2 years, this Bitcoin dominance channel has just been beautifully moving up. Look at this. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottoms, top. Broke here, broke there. And people are like, oh my God, here we go. This was after Trump got elected right at the end of last year. Okay, it broke out of the channel, it broke down from the channel. But then what's interesting is think of it like a rubber band, okay? Think of it like a rubber band, really pulling down that dominance, and then it let go and snapped up above the channel. In February, okay? And it came up, tapped top again, tapped it one more time. This is a very long trend line. Maybe we'll look at that in a little bit. And it came down here, perfectly tapped the bottom, bounced, got rejected from the yellow line, which is the 200-day moving average, and then it's come down. And what's really interesting here is it keeps making new lows. It made a new low today. If I can get this to zoom in. Brought us down to a low of 59.3. Right now we're at 59.58. So it made this low area here, broke down, bounced back up, hit this line, and it seems to be resistance. And now it's coming down, making a new low. So this, to me, the probabilities are now stacking up that Bitcoin dominance is in a downward trend. Drop in the comments real quick. If Bitcoin dominance is in a downward trend, what does that mean for crypto and the rest of crypto? What does that mean? Drop in the comments. A lot of comments coming in. I appreciate it. I don't know what necessarily say. Thanks for the thumbs up. Drop a thumbs up in the chat, because I think that'll automatically like the video. I appreciate that. Someone says up. I assume you mean for crypto and altcoins. That's correct. When Bitcoin dominance is dropping, the only reason that happens is because more money is going into altcoins than into Bitcoin, okay? So that, don't start just throwing around altcoin season, okay? Don't just start saying that. Just because altcoins are momentarily outperforming Bitcoin, it doesn't mean altcoin season, oh my God, I'm gonna be rich. Like, calm the F down, bro, okay? Stay calm and level-headed. Act like you've been here before. Even if you haven't, act like you've been here before. So this is really, really positive, right? Like I said, back here in December when Trump got elected, we had a breakdown from the channel. And you remember what happened last year, right? Things shot up like crazy. And then when it came back up to test this line, because it was support here, broke support, came back up to test it to say, hey, are you gonna act as resistance? It said, nope, whoop. And then it acted as support, and then whoop, acted as support, whoop, broke out. And then has come back. And then resistance, resistance, support, support, support broke. Now it came back up to test resistance and is coming down to make a fresh new low. That is very positive for altcoins, okay? Period, end of sentence. Now, nothing is a certainty. Nothing is a certainty, ladies and gentlemen. We only work in probabilities. And here, this move, this really increases the probabilities of a very nice next several months of altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, as many of you would call it, altcoin season, okay? That, my friends, is very, very bullish. Now let me go over here to the Ethereum chart, right? Look at Ethereum right now, $4,700. It hasn't been $4,700 since it was at its all-time high back at the end of 2021. It's been almost 4 years since Ethereum has been in the $4,700 mark. Look at this. Look at this. Look. What's the all-time high for Ethereum? Without me showing you, does anyone know off the top of their head? Drop in the comments. What's the all-time high for Ethereum, which happened in 2021, 4 years ago? Drop in the comments. I'll show you, of course, but I want to know, does anyone just know off the top of their head what the all-time high for Ethereum is? Drop in the comments. I'm gonna get a drink of water. $48.69, pretty much. Depending on what chart you look at, I was gonna say $48.68, but Brian, I'm gonna say boom, 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 hit that nail, because you nailed it. 69. We'll go with that. I like 69 as a better number. It shows me right here on this chart. I don't know where this chart is from, what Oracle. Oh, it's from the total index. So this is a very good, this is the one I rely on the most. It says 48.67.95. So 48.68. 48.69 is acceptable. Right now we're at 47.22, and you want to know what? Go over here, look at this. This candle for the day. It's been up to 47.48. Do you understand? We've gotten to within $120 of the Ethereum all-time high today. And look at this. We've been boom, resistance, boom. There you go, buddy. Making our way up. Coming up to this Fibonacci line right here, right? This Fibonacci extension was at 4,800. I think there's a pretty good chance that by the end of August, we see Ethereum come up to this Fibonacci line, which is about 5,500. And you want to know what? You see things like this, you're like, okay, maybe that's nice to know. Is there any way that we can add to that to confirm it or deny it? Can we look at more data? Is there more things we can find to add to the equation, to the probabilities that it's going to happen, or to take away from the probabilities? Either way, you got to be open either way, understand? So look at this. I'm going to show you something. This is really, really, really cool. This chart right here is comparing Ethereum to Amazon. What? Who is this dude? Why is he comparing Ethereum to Amazon? I'm gonna tell you. Look at these charts. Look at the similarities here. Now, I want to also make the correlation. Amazon, this goes all the way back to the dot-com bubble. So this is literally, this top right here is like December of 1999, okay? Now listen, bring yourself back. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a thumbs up in the chat. If you were around, if you were alive and maybe at least a teenager when the dot-com bubble happened. So that would have been like the year 2000, okay? If you were at least in high school during the Y2K thing, or you were at least alive, put a thumbs up in the chat. I want to see how many of you were around. Well, I sip some coffee and I put this whole thing together for you. Because I kind of can't stop looking at it. I kind of can't stop looking at this correlation, and I really want to share it with you, but I want to, engage with you a little bit here and see how many of you were around. I see some thumbs up coming in. I see 3 of them from Massey. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Brian, Metcalf, Crypto Man. So at least 4 people. There's 20 some of you on here right now. Appreciate you being here. Hit the like button too if you haven't. So this right here, Amazon, right? Look at this. You're going to want to see this. Don't you go anywhere. Or do if you want, but you're going to be missing out. So look at this. This is December of 1999. Amazon got all the way up to $5.65. Oh, my God. To buy Amazon at $5. Kidding me. But then look at this, right? Here's the top of ETH. And I want you to see the pattern here. This move up, this move up, this top, this slightly higher double top, and then this crash, and then this crash. This is Ethereum and Amazon, okay? On Amazon, I have the 2-week chart. Ethereum, I have the 1-week chart. I'm gonna share more stuff with you here. You don't wanna go anywhere. You wanna see this. Now, stocks move slower than crypto. We understand that? So I doubled the time frame for Amazon because, first of all, it's a stock, so it only trades like from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, excluding holidays. ETH, crypto, trades 24/7. And we're in a different age where things just trade faster. The markets never shut down. They're even open on the weekends, right? So it makes sense to cut Amazon's pace in about half, right? Because the stock market, especially back then, the stock market today moves a lot faster than it did back then in 2000, right? In terms of access to being able to trade and stuff like that, volume, etc. So crash on ETH, crash on Ethereum, right? And then look at this. So there was the bottom of ETH. Let me pull this up a little bit. I just kind of can't stop looking at this. You really want to see this. There's only one other person I know that has been making this correlation, and he's one of the best chartists I'd effing know. And that's who really brought this to my attention. And ever since he did, I kind of can't stop looking at it. And look at this. Drop, bounce. Drop, bounce. Drop into the final low. Drop into the final low. And it works its way up. Works its way up. This is Amazon down here. Chops sideways for quite a while. Again, it's a stock, so it takes longer. But it does chop down. And it makes a way up. It makes a way up. Not to new all-time highs. That's the all-time high, not all-time high. All-time high, not all-time high. Chops down, right? Chops down and has a final flush right here. And then look what Amazon did, because this is where we're at with Ethereum today. Look what Amazon did. Went on to make a new all-time high right here. What did it get up to? The old all-time high was right here at $5.65. Over here, made a new all-time high, $7.30. Hold on. Hold on. So 565, 730. Let me show you something. Let me do this. 730 divided by 5.65 equals 1.29. Okay. Now, that was how much higher, 29% higher, that it went when it made this move up. And I think ETH is in this kind of move up right here. Okay. This whole thing I tracked with you, I think it's up to here. So about 29%. So let's do that number, which is 29%, times ETH's old all-time high, which was what? 48.68, okay? Equals about 62.89. So if this does that same kind of move, which it seemed to be going very well, I mean, look at this. From this whole thing, comes up, holds off for a while, and then goes up another, and now we're in that thing, so where are we gonna go? It went up to here. And what did I say that number was? About 6,289. Well, look at this. 6,289, let's find it. There's 54. 6,289 is just a little above that right in this box. So I think ETH at least gets, shockingly, to about 5,500, to about 6,200 by the end of the month. Maybe I'm overstepping my skis. That doesn't mean go ape in, go crazy, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, like, the probabilities, because nothing's a certainty. Probabilities are looking to me. Maybe end of the month is too quick. But within a very reasonable time frame, it looks to me like the probabilities really favor an Ethereum move to somewhere between about 5,400 and 6,200. And you want to know what else is really interesting? Check this out. Check this out. Let me ask you though real quick. Have you noticed your altcoins during this Ethereum move? Have you noticed them really keep up with Ethereum, or have they been lagging? Drop in the comments, let me know. Have they been keeping up or have they been lagging? Let me know. I want to see. So I'll tell you what I've been seeing, but maybe I'm crazy. Let me look at my hair. It's a mess. Lag, says Brian. Crypto Man says lag. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Hit the follow button too. You guys hit the follow button? Subscribe. Hardly moved. Someone says B&B. Yeah, B&B's doing well. Someone says pulse chain. Do I need to ask the question again? Did I say, hey, could you please point out one coin that's been keeping up with ETH? I said, look at all coins as a whole. What have you been noticing? I've been noticing a lag. And you want to know what's really interesting? Is that that's typically what happens. Right? When we talk about Bitcoin goes up, then ETH goes up, and then coins further down the risk curve start going up eventually. That's really what we're kind of seeing here. And what's interesting is what we've been seeing is, ETH goes up, but altcoins are really outperforming Ethereum. This is the first time Ethereum is really outperforming altcoins, and altcoins really aren't keeping up. So they're getting repriced, they're getting discounted compared to Ethereum. And that, my friends, I'm gonna say the word, is the phenomena that we typically see with an actual real altcoin season. Now, I'm not here to hype you up. I'm saying go drink some coffee and sober up. Don't get too excited. It's a long game, okay? Don't be sitting there thinking, oh my God, I gotta rush in, I gotta do this. Don't let FOMO, don't let fear get you. All I'm saying is I'm watching things tick for tick. And so far, the way this is developing, it is looking more similar to altcoin seasons the way they have happened than anything else that's happened this cycle. Everything else that's happened this cycle has been not what's typical, not what's always happened. It's been this altcoin outperformance on Ethereum. We have money actually moving from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Money is choosing to go into Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, but altcoins aren't really doing much. Sure, BNB's done well. Sure, Solana's kind of keeping up, but ETH is outperforming Solana for sure. And then we don't really have many other things moving. Chainlink's done well, but that makes sense. That's an intelligent buy. That's a long-term thing if you understand what an oracle is, etc. But, I have meme coins, and they haven't really been keeping up. As a matter of fact, meme coins over the past week or so are down, right? So that shows the far end of the risk curve, and that the market isn't ready to soak up and dive into that risk, but it is getting riskier getting into Ethereum, and it's going in pretty heavy. And as that price goes up, it's a pretty good salesperson, right? As the price goes up, it makes more and more people want to get in. And even right now, sitting here at $47.10, that makes it $150, $160 below its all-time high. It's all-time high, not old, it's all-time high. That's still palatable to be able to buy it below its all-time high. And what I was laying out here is I think the market's going to get a bit of FOMO. I think it's getting FOMO. And I think it's going to get a bit more FOMO when ETH gets to a new all-time high. I think it's going to get a little FOMO. I'm sure we might have a little bit of consolidation, a little distribution, maybe a little pullback. But I think the market is really going to all of a sudden become comfortable running it up higher, because that's the way this stuff happens. It gets to old all-time high. It's near it right now. The market's like, I don't know, it's near all-time high. Other people are like, yeah, it's still below all-time high. And it's just kind of working its way out. It takes some time. And it gets to all-time high, goes above, and then the market kind of figures it out, pulls back, goes up, pulls back, kind of sits sideways for a while. And that says, you know, it's still good value, boom. So I think somewhere between 54 and 6,200, we're going to see in a relatively short time frame, you know, maybe by the end of August, because this thing's already been moving faster than I thought. Because when ETH hit about 4,300, what did I say to you? I said, listen, it looks to me like the probabilities really favor in the next couple. I said this at the end of last week, so it hasn't even been a week when ETH was like at 4,300. I said, it looks to me like within the next couple weeks, it looks like ETH is going to push up somewhere between 45 and 4,700, and it did it way faster than I thought. It went up to it's went up to what, 4,750 almost, like 5 days later. So what that tells me, what that says, what that really says is this. What it indicates to me rather is that I think the market has more of an appetite for consuming Ethereum, buying Ethereum, acquiring Ethereum than I originally thought. That's at least what it's showing me in this particular moment. Alts are a lot lower compared to December. Yes, they certainly are. And they're very low, the lowest they've been compared to their Ethereum pair. You know what I mean? Hit the like button if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go to something else. ETH holding pretty well above 4,700. Is that crazy? ETH holding above 4,700? I mean, look at that. It's a thing of beauty. By the way, going back to this chart where I showed you that Amazon and Ethereum have really moved a lot in the same pattern. Remember, developing technologies, right? Amazon changing the way that we shop and buy things. Ethereum kind of really changing the way, blockchain anyways, but Ethereum being the leader because it's the most secure, it's been around the longest, etc. Feel how you want, put your emotions down, but I'm in this tribe, calm down. Just hear what I'm saying. Amazon changed the way we shop, right? Well, blockchain, smart contracts are changing the way we do finance, right? And Ethereum, love it or leave it, maybe you like something else, you think something's better, doesn't matter. Big money, they want to go with the safest thing. They'll pay more for the safer thing. And other than Bitcoin's not really very functional for this, the network. Ethereum is the safest thing out there. Will they eventually move to other things and build their own things? Probably. But right now, right, plus we have Tom Lee, etc., and other Ethereum treasury companies, like MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin treasury company. There's other Bitcoin treasury companies that have been popping up and acquiring Bitcoin. Now there's Ethereum. I think by the end of the year, we'll start seeing Solana treasury companies. And let me be very clear with you. If we have another true bear market, which I actually think we will, what is going to be the catalyst, the thing that makes things go deep, crazy discount, are all these treasury companies. These treasury companies are going to fill their diapers and shite the bed because they're going to lever up too much. If ETH price and Bitcoin price go down too much, they're so levered up, their stock that they issue for their treasury companies is going to go down so much, they're going to have to sell some, there's going to be all kinds of chaos and calamity, and it's going to create a massively discounted Ethereum and Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoin market. So I think that there will be another bear market now that I see this levering up kind of happening through the biggest money ever. Very interesting. Hope you guys understand that. It almost seems so obvious, it makes me skeptical. I'm like, are these guys going to hold it together, or are they going to screw it up? I don't know how they don't screw it up. I don't know how they don't screw it up. It's what they do. Like, how do you screw up real estate? Well, they did it because they levered up. Kept increasing their risk and increasing their risk. What's up, Faze? So back to this. Right. So right here seems to be where we are with Ethereum, right? Right. Push up, all-time high, slightly higher, all-time high, slightly higher. And then crash down, bounce, crash to the bottom, work its way up, chop sideways, take off, chop sideways with a big last flush, and then go up to all-time high. I think that's the path we're on right now. Maybe we chop sideways for a bit, but look what Amazon did. By the way, Amazon's new all-time high at that point was like, up here. It was like $7.30. Now let me zoom this out a bit more. Look at this. This is Amazon. Am I going to say ETH is just going to go up like forever now, all the way till the year 2018? I doubt it. But I can't stop looking at this correlation. I think it would be much accelerated, and this is how you can see ETH go 8, 13, maybe even like 17,000. Okay. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to hype you up and trying to keep you sober and give you coffee, but I'm just sitting here laying out what I'm seeing, and I kind of can't stop looking at this correlation between Ethereum and Amazon and their charts. And it's not like over the past week. For Amazon, I went all the way back to the .com, right? I'm 25 years back on Amazon and 4 or 5 years back on Ethereum. Obviously, crypto moves a lot faster. So I'm on the 2-week chart with Amazon, 1-week chart with Ethereum. Seems quite possible to me that we see ETH in a relatively short time frame go somewhere between about 5,400 and 6,200. That's not crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. A few weeks ago, ETH being at 4,700 might have seemed crazy to you. Doesn't seem crazy now, does it? And at the end of last week, I was saying, I think within a couple weeks, ETH's going to get to 45 to 4,700. Well, it did it way faster than I thought it did. It did it in like 5 days. Amazon is 32x what it was then. Yeah, I know. And actually, at its low, it was all the way down to 27 cents during September 2001, just a little bit after 9/11. Went down to about 27 cents. So, you know, it's damn near 100x. Excuse me. Damn near 1,000x. No? Yeah, 1,000x from there. Jeez. You know who bought Amazon? You know who bought Amazon back there that you probably know who they are? Kathy Woods bought Amazon back there. She bought Amazon back there. She's made some pretty bomb-ass moves. She bought Bitcoin at about $500, maybe less. I don't remember. I'm at $250. She bought a bunch of it. Has never sold any of it. She's bought all that Amazon back then. Now, I don't know if she sold any of it because I was with a different company or whatever. But, you know, she's a pretty smart lady. She's a pretty smart lady. You guys know who Kathy Wood is? Do we get back to December levels on alts this year? I don't know. Ideally, in general, we get higher. I mean, if we get a real altcoin season, we get higher, but I don't know. I lean that the cycle does what it's always done. I lean that we get some version of massive overpricing in everything by the end of the year. I just, until it proves to me that's not what's going to happen, I have to stay with what's always happened, because the way it's been working out, it's still within the realm of like the pattern. And so I can't sit here and be the guy going, oh, it's different this time. Like it doesn't look incredibly different. It looks within the realm of the way it's always been. So to me, the probabilities favor by the end of the year, we see what you would refer to as probably altcoin season. Is that guaranteed? Of course not. All I can work in are probabilities. I don't have certainties. Nobody does. And if you go looking for them, it's probably going to do you more harm than good, because you're going to all of a sudden decide that this is what's going to happen and you're going to stick to it, and you're not going to be able to see objectively because you're going to be so like, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to screw you. It's happened so many times. It's happened to me. Probably happen to me again eventually. ARC, yeah, Spiral, that's Kathy Wood. You want to know something? By the way, drop in the comments if you know. So this is important. Pay attention. Hit the follow button if you haven't. That's important, but that's not what I was talking about. What was the low in the last bear market in 2022? What was the low that Bitcoin got down to? What was the low that Bitcoin got down to? Drop in the comments if you know. because I want to show you something. Well, I can't find it for some reason. So someone says 18K, 18, 16, 3,000. I said Bitcoin in the last bear market. So last bull market, Grayscale had the only thing. Grayscale, they actually have an ETF now, but they had something called Grayscale Trust. It was a trust, which was a version of an ETF, okay? And you could buy shares of Grayscale, okay? Which was people's way to buy Bitcoin that they couldn't actually buy Bitcoin, like big money, because there's no regulation, so they couldn't buy it. They can only buy regulated products. So a trust put out by Grayscale that only had Bitcoin in it was their way to buy Bitcoin in a legally compliant way, okay? Now, at its peak, God, I wish I could find it. I'll have to pull it up another time because I don't want to sit here and have you watch me. I should have had it up if I was going to bring this up. But Grayscale Trust, when Bitcoin was at like 45,000 last cycle, people were paying the trust, they were paying like a 40% premium. Meaning that if Bitcoin's at like 40K, they're paying like 60K, as if Bitcoin's worth 60K just to get access to it. And then eventually it kind of petered out around there, right? But they were overpaying to buy those trust shares. Well, you know what happened in the bear market? They were able to buy Bitcoin at a discount. So when Bitcoin got to its bottom, about 15,800, 15,700, you could have bought Grayscale Trust shares, which is just buying Bitcoin. It would have been the equivalent of buying Bitcoin for less than $10,000. What? So technically, if you had access to it or you knew to get access to it, you could have technically bought Bitcoin for less than $10,000 in 2022. Isn't that crazy? So what's the point I'm making with that? I think the point I'm making is that there will probably be some version of that. Some version of that if we have another true bear market. And I think we will, because I see the leverage, I see the greed piling up with these like treasury companies. I think something to do with these treasury companies is going to be, first of all, the downfall of the massive repricing and drop and discounting and selling, forced selling of crypto assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously right now, but I think there will be more like Solana and stuff. I think there'll be Solana treasury companies. And if you figure it out, the time's away. It's too far from right now. You don't have to worry about it right now. I'm just planting a little seed in your head so maybe you remember this in case it does happen. If it does happen, I'll be bringing it up, I'm sure. But technically, you could have bought Bitcoin for under $10,000 last cycle, in about November, December. Isn't that crazy? We need to expect bottom on the next pair. I don't know. You know, if it goes the same as it's always gone, then it'll be November, December of 2026. But no idea. Like, these questions they're worth, the answers to those questions are worthless. Because I don't know. You got to read it in real time. And for all I know, here's what I say is I'd be very surprised if Bitcoin does a 70-80% drawdown if we have another true bear. Because the volatility just keeps dropping in Bitcoin. It has been mostly because of the ETFs. The ETFs really decrease the volatility, which decreases the massive moves to the upside, but also decreases the massive moves to the downside. But it does give a nice steady buy to the upside. Okay. Come here. Let's check the fear and greed index today. You got to always check this. You got to always check this. Today, let me refresh this to be sure. Looks like we're at 73. So we're greedy, right? We're greedy. Let me go 1 year. So peak greed we've had so far was at the end of last year. We got up to 93. Massive, extreme greed is what that is. And then, guess what? In February, we came down here to its low point of 10. And then it started working its way up. And until ultimately when Trump brought out the tariffs, one more spike down, even though this fear It's not as low as this one back here. So that's a good sign that the fear has been flushed out, and that's a higher low. And then up it goes to right here, which is a very nice time. Got to 66, a little greedy. Got to here, 74, a little greedy, came back down, and here we are below that. So I think greed has a ways to go. When greed starts getting in the 80s, which is this zone here, that's when you gotta really be on alert. That's when you really gotta be on alert, okay? By the way, quick little plug. If the idea of learning how to be the bank or learning how to be the casino, right? The house always wins, right? I teach you how I do that over at dailycryptobull.com, okay? Go get that. It's a video course, it's not free. I normally charge $100. During the stream, it's 30. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. You wanna learn how to be the bank in the casino? Go get it. And if you go through it and go, this guy's full of shit, I didn't like this, give your money back. No risk, learn to be the bank in the casino. What else do you guys wanna talk about? What else do you guys want to talk about? What should we look at now? Ooh, let's look at this. Look at this. Total crypto market cap. We're over 4 trillion. I believe that's a new all-time high. Look at the daily. Yep. Look at this. We are now, on the total crypto market cap, we are at a new all-time high. We got up to 4.12 trillion. Let's see what we got to last cycle. Right, 4.12, last cycle we got all the way up to just over 3.01. So we are up over $1 trillion, over 33% from our previous all-time high. That's called an uptrend, my friends. That's called an uptrend. I have all these lines drawn. I know they look confusing to you probably, but this is the first line that I'm really looking at. Really needs to break this one. I expect some resistance. You see it got rejected there, rejected there. If it can break through here, then it's headed for this line. And boy, oh boy, if it breaks that line, pull out the champagne because we're going up to this one. And that, my friends, would be about 13 trillion. But I think we're gonna land somewhere here between 8 and 13 trillion by the end of the year. And right now we're at 4. So I expect the total crypto market cap, not a certainty, but the probabilities to me still favor that by the end of the year, even though it may seem nuts, I think total crypto market cap does a 2 to 3x from here, going from 4 to 8 to 13, right? It's at 4, I think it's gonna go somewhere between 8 and 13 trillion. That's what the charts show me. That's what the pattern shows me. I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm not gonna sit here, I can come up with all kinds of reasons why not, but the truth is, charts are very interesting. They tend to kind of work out in the patterns that they show. And the pattern's showing me that there's resistance at about 5 trillion, which is a whole nother trillion from here. Then if it can break through that, which would be amazing, which it very well could, because it'll be, check this out, because it'll be the 1, 2, 3rd attempt at hitting it. And if you think about it like a door, you know, like you ram your shoulder into it, ram your shoulder into it. Every time you ram your shoulder into it, it has a better chance of breaking. Same thing when price hits it, ram the shoulder, ram the shoulder. Here, 3rd drive could break right through and go up to here, which would be about 8 trillion. And then I expect it to be tough, real tough. But for all I know, it could have so much momentum it busts through and goes up here to 13. Very possible, very possible. Not here to give you hopium and hype you up and get you all goosed, but that's what I'm seeing right now. Could there be a pullback? Of course there could be a pullback. Things don't go up every day. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, but you gotta look at the trend. Total crypto, since right here, since December of 2022, what has total crypto market cap done? What's that called? For almost 3 years, it's been in an uptrend. Uptrend for 3 years, right? There might be a pullback. Calm down, cowboy. We're in an uptrend. We have been for 3 years. You know, it would confirm, if it broke below this line, that would concern me. If it broke below that line, we're definitely going in a downtrend. But that one, pretty good support. And in the meantime, we've been in an uptrend for almost 3 years. Same thing with Bitcoin. We've been in a bull market for almost 3 years. We've been in a bull market for almost 3 years. You may have just gotten here. You may have just gotten here this year or last year. But I've been here since 2017. I have watched these markets, watched these charts, watched these coins, watched these changes, watched the chaos, watched the disgustingness, watched the pumps, watched the dumps, watched the euphoria, watched the depression, experienced it. It's really just kind of a wave. And right now, for almost 3 years, we've been in an up wave. And what's funny is every time near the end of the up wave, it puts on its rocket boosters. I'm not going to sit here and be the guy trying to be so smart that it's going to be different this time. It's crashing. It's not going to get up there. No way. I'm not going to do that. People that say that, like, they have nothing to base it on. And typically they're a lot newer. And they're just scared and they're just letting their fear win, where they don't really know how else to rationalize or review or objectively understand anything. Where can I buy? Oh, stop it with you don't. I'm gonna block you. XRP, cool. I work at a mid-sized bank and they are discussing stablecoin adoption. Institution adoption is here, no doubt about it, Nick. No doubt about it, but it's still really early, right? And so it's going and going and going, and it's just gonna keep going that way. End of story. This administration, love them or hate them, objectively, they are extremely pro-crypto. My brother, who got me into crypto 8 years ago, he hates crypto now. But he doesn't understand, he doesn't really hate crypto. He just hates Trump so much, and that Trump is pro-crypto, that now he thinks crypto is sucks. I'm like, so it's only okay if the people you like are in it? What are you talking about? Can't see past it. It's too sad. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's just sad. As his brother, it makes me sad. I'm like, there's this big opportunity and you won't take it because you have such an emotional hatred towards the president who is moving this whole thing forward. And you call him corrupt and he just wants to fill his own pockets. I'm like, yeah, and his pockets are filled with crypto. Get what's in his pockets. You think that's ever different than how the world has ever been? No. That's how the world's always been. The people that run it, what are they buying? Buy what they're buying. What are they investing in? That's what they're investing in. Because they're going to make it go up. Maybe I'm crazy. There's a coin that people are plugging in here. They are bots and scammers. Do not listen to their crap. I have to go block them real quick. There you go. I had to block them. I had to remove them. I had to hide them. If you like the idea of being the bank or being the casino, the house always wins, right? Go to that link, dailycryptobull.com. Go get my training. I show you exactly what I do to use DeFi to be the bank, to be the casino. And I get double-digit yield, right? My stable coin's earning currently about 11%. It's earned as high as 50%. Right now it's earning about 11. It fluctuates. 11's about as low as it's ever been. My Sol ETH and Bitcoin, they're earning about 20%. I've earned as much as 80% with them, right? 20%'s on the lower end. My Sol ETH and Bitcoin are every day turning into more Sol ETH and Bitcoin because I know how to be the bank. I know how to be the casino. Most people don't know that. Stop missing that opportunity. Go get it. I normally charge $100 for it, which is criminally low. During the stream, it's $30. I can't buy things from people. Well, have fun being poor. I don't know what else to tell you. If I give it to you for free, you won't use it. If you pay for it, you'll use it. When people pay, they pay attention. I have to charge something, or else you won't use it. All right, what else do you guys want to talk about? What I do know is if you don't know how to be the bank in the casino, you have missed out on such a huge opportunity. And the consequences of missing out on that opportunity are disastrous. There's still a massive, juicy opportunity there. Why wait another day? Go learn how to do it. What else do you guys want to talk about? Drop in the comments. What do you guys want to talk about? Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up if you're liking this. Hit the thumbs up if you're cool. Or if you're not a total user, hit the thumbs up button. Look at this. Let's go over here. So this right here, we talked about total crypto market cap. This is other. This is total 3. So this is the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Its old all-time high last cycle got up to 1.13 trillion, okay, in November of 21, okay? We did make a new all-time high, just barely. Guess when? December. We got up to 1.16. We just barely made a new all-time high by about like 2%. And right now, we're below the all-time high, and we're even below the old all-time high. As Bitcoin and Ethereum are going up, especially Ethereum. Now, I have this line drawn. I expect, as you can see, since back here, September of 23, it's been in this channel. Came up, hit the top, hit the bottom, hit the top perfectly, hit the bottom, now it's on its way up. Probabilities favor that it wants to go up. Ideally, we want it to break out of this channel and come up here to this long-term trend line. If it did that by, say, the end of the year, that would put it at around 3.5 trillion, about a 3.5x from here. This is all the coins in crypto added together if you remove Bitcoin and Ethereum. That'd be about a 3.5x from here. That would be dope. And one more chart is one called Others. So this is all of crypto excluding the top 10. So it removes Bitcoin, it removes Ethereum. This is the value of all the coins from here, from Chainlink down. If you add them all together, that will give you this Others chart right here. And they'll be worth 317 billion. Old all-time high, the all-time high, was last cycle, November of 21, got all the way up to 492 billion. We're only at 317. We haven't even made a new all-time high this cycle with that. 451 billion. That's still about 40 billion below the old all-time high, right? Top, bottom on our way up. I expect us to at least get to here, which would be a new all-time high somewhere in the 500s. And if we really get fortunate, it'll break out and go up to this line or this line, which would put it somewhere by the end of the year of 2 trillion to 3.6. That's incredible. That's such a massive multiplier from here. Is that definitely going to happen? No, I can't say that. But this is what the charts are showing me. If we get a true altcoin season, that's probably what's going to happen. And where we started all off at, Bitcoin dominance. Where's Bitcoin dominance? Where did I put it? We'll drop somewhere down into here. Oh no, crap. Didn't mean to do that. We'll drop somewhere between here, 52%, and I think ultimately if we get real fortunate, drop down to about 43% by the end of the year. About 42.5, 43%. Somewhere between there and like 52%. But it seems to be in a downtrend. We seem to be early in it. So if all things line up, you have Bitcoin dominance dropping, even though Bitcoin price is going up. You have ETH price going up more than Bitcoin percentage-wise, and you have altcoins going up even more than that. That's what an altcoin season is. And when it gets really, really, really out of hand, that's where you see Bitcoin dominance. It'll drop from 60, where it is right now, a little under 60, down to sub 50, maybe even low 40s. You'll see the total crypto market cap go from 4, where it is right now, to somewhere between 8 and 13. You'll see total 3, which is all of crypto excluding Bitcoin and ETH, go from 1 trillion where it is right now to about 3.5 trillion. And you'll see others, which is all the other cryptos outside of the top 10 combined, go from about 300 billion to about 2.5 to 3.5 trillion. If all of those things come together, this will be one very, very epic altcoin season, and you can't miss. With that being said, even if that scenario happens, most of you will not make money because you'll fuck it up. You won't sell, you won't take profit, you'll ride that shit down, and once it starts going down, you'll think about what you could have sold it at, and you'll say, well, when it gets back up to here, I'll sell it, and it'll just keep going down, 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 and then you'll get fucked. So take profit. Please take profit. Please, please, please take profit. I want to be very clear with you. You are not going to get, most likely by far, not going to get financially independent this year or next. So when you make a good chunk of money, get it off the table. Keep it. In other words, keep it. Don't give it back. It's a long game. Keep playing. Keep playing. Keep playing the game. It's a long game. It's not going to be over. Keep playing the game. Keep yourself in the game. Don't try to just get rich by the end of the year. That's what most people do, and none of those people make any money because their entire thought process is extremely flawed. This is a long game. Come here. This right here, whoops, this lifetime chart of Bitcoin goes all the way back to, now this isn't as old as I wanted it to be, but nonetheless old enough. This one goes back to August 2011. Look at Bitcoin, high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We're in a higher high phase. Bitcoin is in a perpetual uptrend. It will always be in an uptrend, okay? And if you look at this chart right here, if I can find it, see this one? This right here, let me refresh it. Where did it go? I gotta be a subscriber to view this now? They must have changed it. I hate that. I'm gonna have to become a subscriber to show it. Nonetheless, what this shows you, oh, that sucks. I was just showing it yesterday. The cost to mine a Bitcoin does nothing but go up over time, right? Every 4 years there's a halving, so the cost to mine it doubles. And as more people try to mine it, the cost goes up. As energy cost just goes up, it goes up. So the cost to mine Bitcoin only goes up over time, okay? That means the price of Bitcoin has to go up over time. And that's why Bitcoin will be in an uptrend way past your life or anyone you know's life. But it goes down sometimes, man. We get a bear market. No, that's still part of an uptrend, a long-term uptrend, because it makes high, low, higher high, higher low. See this low, this bear market, I didn't get as low as the last one. So it's a higher low. Then a higher high, bull market, higher low, bear market, higher high, higher. And that's what's going to keep continuing to happen in about a 4-year cycle for quite a while. Because that halving is going to have an effect on the cost to produce, to mine Bitcoin, okay? It's a long game. I can virtually assure that if you were to give yourself 10 years, that you'd become a millionaire or multimillionaire if you only bought Bitcoin. I'm gonna have to subscribe to this thing so I can pull this chart up. It's one of my favorites, but apparently I don't have it anymore. Because most of the time, like 95% of the time, it costs more to buy Bitcoin than to mine it. That's what it should be, right? Same thing as gold. It costs more to buy gold than to mine it, right? Because if it costs more to mine it than to buy it, no one would mine it. They'd just buy it. And it wouldn't come from anywhere, so it would have to recorrect. There are periods of time where you can buy Bitcoin for less than it costs to mine it. they're rare, and they are short. This chart, which I don't have access to at the moment, it's a 10-year chart going from November of 2015, right? So it's about a 10-year chart. There have only been 4 instances in 10 years that you could buy Bitcoin for less than the cost of mine. And they were bear markets, right? End of 2018, end of 22, and for a brief period last year during a bull market. And I was saying that to all of you, saying Bitcoin is truly undervalued. Look, you can buy it for less than the cost of mine. It was in the 50,000s. I was like, this is probably the last time you'll be able to buy Bitcoin in the 50,000s ever. And people would fight back with me. And I'm like, but based on what? I'm showing you. Like there's not much to debate there. Unless you think people are just gonna stop mining Bitcoin, which didn't make any sense. And then COVID was the only other time. And that was an extremely brief period. In that 2018 bear market, you had about 3 months to buy it for less than the cost of mine. Same thing in the end of 2022, you had about 3 months to buy it for less than the cost of mine. I don't even know if you got 3 months actually. And then COVID was like 3 weeks. Well, that's not true. You still had a couple months technically. And then last year you had about 2-3 months. So about once every 2.5 years, you get the opportunity to buy Bitcoin for less than the cost of mine. And when that rare occurrence happens, you're typically going to have your diapers filled because you'll be scared because of all other stuff, but that's all noise. The signal is that Bitcoin is cheaper than it is to mine, so you literally take everything you can possibly get your hands on and put it in. You don't have to take on leverage, but you buy it like crazy. What else you guys want to talk about? If you want to learn to be the bank or the casino, if you want to be the house always wins. I teach you the DeFi plays that I do. I've been in DeFi the entire time DeFi has been around. I've been in crypto longer than DeFi has. I show you my favorite plays over there, how they work, why they work, etc. And they're videos step by step. So even if you're totally new, you can do them, right? Be the bank, be the casino, go get that. Normally $100, during the stream it's $30. I have to charge for it. If I give it away for free, you won't even open it. I've done this before, don't do this with me. But if you pay for it, you'll pay attention. Every day that goes by that you don't know how to do that, you're just cheating yourself. Believe me, you've been cheating yourself, not knowing this stuff for a very long time. How many more days do you want to go on cheating yourself? Because the opportunity is going to run dry eventually. Not dry, but it's just going to be like blah. It's still amazing. At the moment, I get about 11% on my stablecoin. So my stablecoin passively every day is turning into more stablecoin. And 11% is on the low end. I've gotten as high as 50%. And these are very low risk plays. On my Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, currently I'm getting about 20%. Being the casino. I don't have to do anything. My Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana just turns into more Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. I'm not staking. I don't stake. Staking sucks. So you gotta lock stuff up. I stay liquid. My Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana are turning into more every day. My stablecoin is turning into more every day. Is yours? Which gives you a better opportunity to win? When your stablecoin, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol are just magically turning into more. Phone call came in and it froze my screen. You know you'd rather have your Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol and stable coins turning into more passively every day. Go learn how to do it. Cough up $30. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back and you can keep the course. 2 hours of your life to learn something seriously like priceless. Are there any comments in here? Oh my God, there's comments. The screen froze. I thought just no one was commenting ever. Okay, do we keep playing with XRP and take profits? That's for you to decide, man. If you're up, you know, the way that I look at the market is I look at the market and I think, if say I'm up on something, I look at it and go, would I buy this right here? So, you know, whatever, say you're an XRP, say you're up $10,000. Oh, I'm up $10,000, okay. Well, say you had all that money, that $10,000 in your hand. Would you put it into XRP at its current price? Would you put it into something else? Would you leave it as stable coin since you went and bought this and now you know how to get 11% on your stable coin? What would you do with that money? Because every position you're in, it's money, it's cash. And you got to look at your positions. It's the way I do it anyways. Do what you want. The way I look at it is like, if it was cash in my hand and I could put it anywhere, is this where I would put it? If the answer is no, you got to at least sell some and turn it into cash and put it somewhere else that you would put it. Want to be the bank in the casino? Get double-digit yield on your stable coin? You know, if you're getting 11% on your stable coin, do you know that you are outperforming 99% of Wall Street? No big deal. Where do you think we will be during the bear market for Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I don't know. No one knows. I mean, would you like him to give me the lottery tickets this week too? No one knows. My best guess is probably under 100K. Depends on how long this thing runs. I could say that the current cost to mine Bitcoin is about $93,000. And typically in the bear market, the cost to buy Bitcoin goes below mining. But by the time we have a bear market, I don't know what mining costs will be. Mining costs will probably be in the hundreds of thousands, in six figures. So, you know, if I had to really guess, bottom of Bitcoin is like at best 70, but probably like 80s or 90s. Apply a reread on practice specs or read email. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, please don't shill too many coins in here. What else we got here? Which DeFi platforms do you prefer? I use a lot of them, but the main plays that I do, you can learn them right there. Are you worth $30 to learn how to be the bank in the casino? And I mean that literally. I am the bank in the casino. That is what DeFi allows me to do. First time in human history that people could just become the bank in the casino. Thing is, most people don't know how to do it. And they have no idea how much they're missing out. So I took the time to build a whole about 2-3 hour video course showing you exactly how it works, exactly what I do, exactly what plays I'm mostly in, exactly how they work, exactly why they work, exactly what the risks are. This right here shortens your learning curve by like 100x and reduces the mistakes and pain and stress you would experience by trying to do it yourself, reduces that by 100x. Is that worth $30? And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. If you can't say yes to that, if you won't say yes to that, then this is a come to Jesus moment. You're not willing to do shit to win. And you gotta be willing to do something to win. And if you're gonna let that opportunity go by, I don't know, man. I just don't think you have much of a chance. I just really don't. And I know most of you won't go get it. And you wanna know what? Most of you won't make money in crypto. Most of you will be paycheck to paycheck your entire life. The ones that aren't are the people that actually take opportunities when they come. Are you gonna take an opportunity? $30, no risk, because if you don't like it, money back, and it's only $30, a couple Chipotle burritos, 3-pack of underwear, 4-pack socks. Like, are you kidding? After the stream goes back up to $100, which is still criminally underpriced. KYC is dead, Mike, I feel like you're just shilling shit. Calvin, is it still possible to buy? No, because you're shilling shit. Hide that user. HBAR, XLM, and ADA, question mark. I own none of them, and I don't plan on buying any of them. With that being said, could you make money with them the remainder of this cycle? Sure, but I'm not. They're just not for me. They're just not for me. I know what I'm in. I've studied it very well. I've been in it, been playing it. If those are the things you've been in and tracking and you know them better than most, then those are probably the plays for you. I'm not saying they're bad plays. They're just not for me. And I'm always over here using DeFi, getting yield on my stable coin. And I have nice Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol bags that are passively growing into more Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. Go learn to do that. What are you in? Well, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. And then ETH and Sol beta in the form of a few meme coins. And then I have some hyperliquid. I'd say that makes up 99% of my portfolio. That doesn't mean you should be in those things, because I've been in them for a very long time, and I'm very familiar with how they move, how their market is, how their communities are, how the liquidity is, if they're doing buybacks. I'm very educated on these specific things, and I'm not really looking for new plays. I used to do that when I was a rookie, jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. And you know what? That doesn't work. So I'm in the things I'm in. I buy more of it when it's down. It gets to a certain level. I take some profit, and I just kind of keep playing those. And in the meantime, I'm being the bank in the casino. Getting double-digit yield on my stablecoin, getting almost 20% on my Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. My Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol are literally turning into more Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol every day. Every day, while I sleep, while I eat, while I sit here and talk with you, while I paddleboard, while I do whatever. My stablecoin is turning into more stablecoin every day. While I eat, while I sleep, while I sit here and talk with you, while I paddleboard, while I do whatever I do. Go spend $30 on yourself. Go invest in yourself. Go get this. It'll be $100 when the stream is over. But I got to charge for it. I've given things away for free. Valuable things. No one ever even opens them. No one ever reads them. No one ever looks at them. Because humans are humans. If we pay, even if it's only $30, we pay attention. We put forth more effort. We try harder. And this is as easy as it gets, because I've done all the hard work for you. You just got to watch it and do the steps. Besides longs, any cool products? I'm not 100% what you mean by that. Besides longs, like for trading, I mean, trading is longs and shorts. Or you mean longs like just buy and hold? Not really. I try not to get too fancy, you know. Portfolio, it's got to set up a certain level of risk depending on how you are. Having your lower risk things, your higher risk things, etc., and having a balance in there to have kind of a floor and not try to limit a lot of your ceiling, but you still got to have that floor. See, one thing that's beautiful about having yield-bearing stablecoin, Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin is that the floor of how low my portfolio can go value-wise, the floor just keeps rising. Because every day I'm getting more stablecoin, every day I'm getting more Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin, so that floor of what I can fall to just keeps rising, value-wise. And frankly, most of you should probably basically only be doing those things. If this is all you did, what I teach you over here in that video course, that DeFi course, step-by-step videos, if all you did was this, you would outperform almost everybody in crypto. Seriously. Remember, 95% of people in crypto don't even make $1, keep $1 anyways. Most people get into profit at some point, but very rarely do they walk away in profit. If all you did is this, you would even beat most of the people that do walk away in profit. I don't know. It's like, I feel sometimes like I'm trying to persuade you to take vitamins and eat vegetables. Like, please, take your vitamins and eat vegetables. The rewards are immense. The consequences of not doing them are also immense. I think that makes sense. I got long bags, but not their custodians. Give up ownership to the platform? No. I hold my crypto. My crypto is sitting in my ledger, my ledgers. They're in my own wallets. I hold my own stuff. Short gain taxes. Elaborate on that comment. I want to be very clear. Something that I see with a lot of people is they'll bring up this idea of taxes, and I'm like, you pay taxes if you make money. There's no avoiding that. And people will say it to me. I'm not saying you are, but lots of times people will say like, but you pay taxes on that. I'm like, so you only pay taxes if you make money. So if you pay taxes, that means you're making money, profit. So you would rather not make any profit so you didn't pay any taxes? And then they go, oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm right. So the tax question is usually like a scapegoat to give you a reason to be scared. Like here, these aren't short-term taxes, right? When you get yield, that's regarded as income. So yeah, you still pay taxes on it, but as income. And then if you sell your Sol ETH Bitcoin, in profit that is, then it's capital gains. If it's in less than a year in the US, it's short term. If it's over a year, it's long term. Don't ever let paying taxes be the reason you decide not to make a profit. Because paying taxes is good. That means you made profit. A lot of people will use, I don't want to pay taxes, to not make, and really they're saying is, I don't want to make profit because I'll have to pay taxes, so I don't want to pay taxes. I'm like, so you don't want to make profit? No, I want to make profit. Well, then you have to pay taxes. So it's just this whole thing to try to like confuse themselves into just not doing anything new. And this is new. This is something most people don't know how to do. You're at a massive advantage if you know how to do this stuff. And if you think you're going to go learn it on your own, it's going to be painful, it's going to be stressful, it's going to be expensive and riddled with mistakes. But if you go do this, I've already been through all that pain. And I teach you exactly what to do. Right? I'm getting 20% on my Sol ETH Bitcoin, 11% on my stablecoin at the moment. It fluctuates. 11% and 20% are on the lower end. I've gotten as high as 50% on my stable, 80 to 120 on Sol ETH Bitcoin. I don't think I have much else to really share today. I think I kind of want to talk you into taking your vitamins and eating your vegetables. Do you manage to, oh my God. People coming on here spamming this like coin thing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Got a long, what else? Any RWA? Not really. I don't really have any RWA stuff. Again, I'm kind of staying in my lane. The RWA space, while I do expect it to grow over time, I'm not ready to touch it yet. I'm just not going to jump out of my lane that I understand and I know how to drive in very well to go hop in some other lane I'm way less familiar with, especially at this phase, at this juncture, at this phase of the bull market. I don't know if I have much else to talk about today. Things look good. ETH sitting at 47.24. I have a big bag of Land Wolf, which is Ethereum beta, which is actually deep Ethereum beta. I usually wouldn't be that deep in beta, but it's actually Pepe beta. And so really what I'm doing is buying leveraged Pepe without the risk of getting liquidated. And nothing has made me more money this cycle than Land Wolf. It's made me a good chunk of money twice, and I expect a nice third time for it to happen. But I can take extra risks on things because I'm doing this, what I teach you over there. I have stablecoin growing into more stablecoin. I have Sol ETH and Bitcoin growing into more Sol ETH and Bitcoin. Telling you, there isn't a person that shouldn't be doing this. There isn't a person that wouldn't massively benefit from knowing how to do this. $30. When the stream's over, it goes back to 100. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. What's stopping you? Your psychology. You got to come to the fact that most of you don't really want to win. You want to pretend like you want to win, but you're not willing to do anything to actually win. If you can't go spend $30, cost of a couple Chipotle burritos, a 3-pack of underwear, to go learn something that powerful, then you don't want to win, man. You really don't. Oh, and I'll give you your money back if you don't like it. Like, if you can't say yes to that, you don't want to win. You just don't. Drop some comments in here. What are we talking about? I just don't have anything more valuable to share with you than that. I just don't. Yeah, I'm not getting rich from you buying that. Understand? I have to charge for it. Because when I give things away for free, I've done it many times, nobody uses it. No one even watches it or reads it. But when people pay, everybody watches it and uses it. Because when you pay attention. Because now you put some skin in the game. You made a decision. You want to get your money's worth, even though it's only 30 bucks. Go get it. Take your vitamins, eat your vegetables. What else could we talk about? I'm going to be traveling here. I think I'm getting on a flight tomorrow night. So I'm gonna have to go pack and get ready for that. I already see my fiance is messaging me. God, what do you think? You think ETH could hit a new all-time high? You think ETH could hit a new all-time high by the end of the day? Could happen. By the end of the week, even more possible. Even more possible. Oh, I can't believe I gotta subscribe to this now. Ugh. Oh, I gotta pay for it? Oh, I hate it. I hate that I gotta pay for it now, really? Monthly. $25 a month? I just want the one chart. Bummer, I use that so many times. Show that to so many people. It's such a revelation. Should I pay for it? See, this is the thing. Like, I'm gonna go pay for this just so I can show it to you. So I'm spending money on you. Want to support the channel a little bit? Maybe help me pay for all these things I pay for to show you and learn something that is extremely valuable in the meantime. Crazy thought, just a thought. I wonder if I can find another version though. That makes me wonder what other charts they have actually. I think I could spell. You'd think I could spell, but I can't. Show me here. Nope. Does that have it? Interesting. What about, have you guys ever heard of, it's like some muscle car out here that is just making so much noise. Let me show you something. You want to see something cool? Put something in the chat if you'd be interested in seeing a list of bull market top indicators. This muscle car is driving me nuts. I hope it just goes away. I don't understand what's going on up there. Would anybody like me to show? Phase says, let's go. So let's take a look at this. And this is something you can look up yourself too. So over here on coinglass.com, they have this whole chart of about 30 different indicators that they call bull market peak indicators. Like this Bitcoin index, this pi cycle top, the Peel multiple, the Bitcoin rainbow chart. They have 30 different ones, okay? And currently, 0 of 30 have been hit at the moment, right? So their little bar over here says 100% hold. And it shows you where the progress is at on these things. But none of them have hit the mark that says sell. None of them. Does that mean I'm gonna sit here and wait for all of them to hit in order for me to sell? No. But this is very important to look at and figure out. I swear to God, I'm going to go slash that guy's tires. I don't even know where it is. Do you guys hear that muscle car? Oh, it just turned off. It's gone. Thank God, it's driving me nuts. But what I would say is get familiar with these and find a few that really resonate with you, right? Go track them. And I got a few of my own that aren't even on here. Did they have Fear and Greed Index on here? I don't even see Fear and Greed Index for some reason. But that's over on CoinGlass, right? If you just Google Bitcoin top indicators, the first link that comes up will probably be this one. These 30 right here are Bitcoin are bull market peak indicators. None of them are firing off or triggered at the moment, okay? Which makes sense. ETH isn't even at all-time high. Altcoins are way down. What these top indicators are, what they really identify is when the market risk-wise is way off size. Okay? So when an altcoin season happens, the market is extremely mispricing the entire market. The entire market. Because when all of a sudden you're willing to buy, I don't know, Coca-Cola, when you're willing to pay 50 times more for Coca-Cola than you are for Nvidia, you're mispricing the market. That would be a top indicator. It's just an example, just to make a point of it. And these are the types of things that go off, right? When all of a sudden, you know, XYZ shitcoin is going up 100% a day and Bitcoin isn't moving, well, the market's extremely mispricing. The market is extremely mispricing the assets. That's what I mean. FaZe, you think the whole market's underpriced? I think so too, as a whole. But even in the current moment, some things are overpriced, no doubt about it. I think ETH is still underpriced. Not that I really have much ETH. I have ETH beta. Landwolf is really my main form of my Ethereum beta, my Ethereum exposure. But yeah. We're just chilling. And to me, I still think the probabilities favor that we do see some version of an altcoin season by the end of the year. Is that for sure going to happen? Nope. Absolutely not for sure. But there's just enough stuff lining up. The charts are holding within the bull market patterns. Are they a little different? Sure, they're never exactly the same. So there's like a range of normality. And this seems to be where now ETH is leading the way. And this is the first time since 2021 that Ethereum has taken the wheel. It's been a good 4 years since Ethereum has taken the wheel, and Ethereum is finally actually behind the wheel. So I remain optimistic about where this market is being driven to. It's about the best way I can put it. I'm happy with Ego Sum. You have no exposure to ETH. I don't have really much true Ethereum, but like I said, FaZe, I have some pretty deep Ethereum beta. That's my exposure to Ethereum. And while most altcoins aren't really moving right now, except for ETH, you know, Solana hit 200 today, which is nice, but that's still pretty underperforming versus Ethereum. but I suppose maybe probably outperforming Bitcoin. Yeah, most altcoins, like altcoins outside the top 10, really altcoins outside like the top 7, haven't really moved much. And that's really, when you start to get into an altcoin season, like a real one, that's actually what it looks like. So am I gonna say, oh, here we go all in, here we go? No, I'm just saying, like, this is the first time the pattern is really, really lining up. The pattern has gotten farther than it has since 2021. The pattern hasn't gotten this far in the pattern of leading to an altcoin season and all the things that need to line up, right? Like a lock and key, all the little different things need to line up. It hasn't gotten this lined up since 2021. But enough things aren't lined up to unlock altcoin season yet. We really need to see more price action. We need to see ETH. The first hurdle is Bitcoin. ETH has to get to all-time high. And ideally, you want to see ETH make a really clean, extended all-time high and hold new all-time high and hold it. Really, in my opinion, we want to see ETH go over 5,000 and hold it. Hold it. Not just, but we want to see it hold it. Yeah, if it comes back, 5,000 now becomes like a support. That's what I think we really need to see. And I think it's quite possible that by the end of the month, we see Ethereum get somewhere between 54 and 6,200. That's what I think. I'm moving my targets. Because at the end of last week, I said, hey, within the next couple of weeks, I think ETH gets somewhere between 45 and 47. Well, like 5 days later, ETH's in the 47. So I'm like, wow, okay. There's more of an appetite for ETH than I thought. It's moving even stronger than I thought. I was being conservative, and I'm going to remain being conservative. So by the end of the month, I feel like I'm getting a little less conservative. So I think it's quite possible by the end of the month, I would say at least by the time the next FOMC meeting is, which is like mid-September, ETH gets to 54 to 6,200, because they have the whole Jackson Hole thing going on, which is where they meet with the Fed in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and they've been doing it since Paul Volcker in the 80s, in the Reagan administration. And I imagine Powell is going to try to calm markets down with what he says. They'll say, Jerome, are you going to cut rates in September when you guys meet? He's going to go, well, we're going to remain data dependent. We're really focused on the inflation. Some things are showing signs of that. So he's going to not give the market what they want for sure. He's definitely not going to give the market what they want. But I do think nonetheless, unless a horrendous inflation report comes out next month, which I believe is before the Fed meeting next month, if that comes out horrendous, that could change things. But other than that, that's the main culprit I could see at the moment, because we just had the inflation report come out yesterday, and it was good. It very much gives the Fed reason to cut, because inflation actually was less than expected. Yeah. And with all the other things going on, unemployment being higher than expected, new jobs being less than expected, inflation being less than expected, all those things line up to, well, Fed, you always say you got two mandates: control price stability and the employment market. Well, price stability seems to be fine, but the employment market seems hurting. So you got to cut rates to improve the employment market. Yeah, you were going to say ETH lead last time because everything flows through it. That's exactly what has always happened. Always happened is ETH leads. And it's the first time ETH has led since 2021. So in order to have a real altcoin season, you need ETH to lead it. Is this the charge? Is this the move to finally breach the gates? I don't know. But it's closer to breaching the gates than it has been this entire bull run. Seriously. Not just because of the price, yes, because of the price, but because of the way the rest of the market is responding with it, by not responding much, actually. But if ETH keeps leading the charge, the rest of the market, altcoins, are gonna join the charge. And probably eventually, if the gates get broke, then altcoins will just flood around everywhere and really storm the gates. But you need all that to happen. You need the gate. You need the door to break. What is the door? Well, first, there's multiple doors, but the first door is definitely ETH setting a new all-time high. And then there's a door where ETH has to hold that new all-time high. And I think ETH really needs to hold above 5,000. Hold it. Not just break it, but get there and stay there. And then continue up. And then that happens. I just have a hard time not seeing FOMO and a rush to buy things, and maybe start forming like Solana Treasury companies, etc., and all kinds of other more risky things happening. But I'll tell you what, no matter what happens, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad, you need to know what I teach you over there on dailycryptobull.com. Go get that video training. Shows you how to get double-digit yield, shows you how to be the bank, shows you how to be the casino, which enables you to get double-digit yield by being the bank in the casino on stablecoins and Sol ETH and Bitcoin. I get about 11% on stablecoins at the moment, totally passively. My stablecoin every day turns into more stablecoin. Sol ETH Bitcoin, total passive, about 20% on that one by being the casino. Not the gambler, the casino. The house always wins, right? My Sol ETH and Bitcoin turning into more Solana ETH and Bitcoin every single day. I'll keep those positions, I'll keep that going like forever. Because as long as I plan on holding Sol ETH and Bitcoin, then I'm going to be having, which would you rather have? Would you rather have Solana ETH and Bitcoin? Or would you rather have Solana ETH and Bitcoin that are turning into more Solana ETH and Bitcoin every day? Obviously. Go get it. $100 usually. During the stream it's $30, and the stream is over, it goes back to 100. I'm not getting rich from you buying that at all, but I got to charge something, because if I give it away for free, you won't use it. Even if you think you will, you won't. Because when people pay, they pay attention. Meme coin, says Goob. Not 100% what that means. I probably got to get out of here soon. I have to get ready to travel tomorrow. I don't think I have to really get ready to travel. My fiance thinks I do. I got to throw a few things in a bag and leave. She always makes such a thing out of traveling. I don't get it. I mean, we're going to see her family. And some of mine. My brother lives there. I think she just wants to always look really good for her family and gets kind of stressed out about it. Or look at me, I don't give a shit. What else do you guys want to talk about before I roll? I don't know. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. They're looking good. Put it that way. They're looking good. And if your altcoins haven't moved yet, I think it's probably best for you to be patient, right? People take a percentage of their paycheck and put it in their 401k every week, just comes out. And that goes into the stock market, pretty much. And the stock market yields, on average a year, about 10 to 12%. By the way, I teach you how to get, at the moment, 11% on stablecoin and about 20% on Sol ETH and Bitcoin, totally passive. I teach you how to be the casino and how to be the bank instead of the gambler and the debtor. But I lost my train of thought. Welcome, FaZe. Welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. I'm not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. I'm kind of harsh. I'm kind of rigid. Not rigid. That's not what I mean. harsh, kind of rugged. But I try to speak to you like you're doing a lot of dumb shit. So am I. I've realized a lot of dumb shit that I do, and I realize most people, almost everybody is doing that dumb shit and more. And so I try to show you the things that are actually not dumb. And I try to let you know when you're thinking dumb and doing dumb things. Because I've done them. That's how I know. And I've seen other people do them. I know where it's leading. I know where your head is. You can put one little question here in the comments, and I know exactly where your head is at. I know exactly what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly where you're at, and I can tell you what you're doing wrong. From one little I can just tell your mindset. That's what it is. I can tell your mindset. And if your mindset, very few people, I say, listen, go over here, spend $30. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. So there's no risk. $30, not exactly expensive, and it'll be $100 after the stream. Cost of a couple of Chipotle burritos, cost of a 3-pack of Boxers. And most people wouldn't hesitate to drop $30 on a couple beers at a football game. They wouldn't hesitate to drop a lot more than that, and that's worthless. Over here, I teach you how to be the bank in the casino by using DeFi, how to get double-digit yield on stable coins, Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin. That's investing in yourself. That's smart. If you don't go do that, you're not smart. Very few people are going to go do that. And very few people in crypto are going to make money. People that see that opportunity are like, yeah, duh, no brainer. Those people are going to win. Because it's a mindset. Get out of your own damn way. Go take your vitamin. Go eat your vegetables. Because the consequences of not doing so are massive. Go get it. I don't have much else to say. I guess I'm sitting here trying to persuade you to take your vitamin and eat your vegetables. And by the way, the vitamin tastes like your favorite candy, better than your favorite candy you've ever had. And the vegetables taste like your favorite food. Weird. Will you eat it? If you say no, then you're a fool. Don't be a fool. Go get it. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. $30. If you say to me, $30 is a lot of money, then what are you even doing here? What do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? So I doubt $30 is a lot of money to any of you. Maybe you live in Africa and you make $30 a year. Well, then again, I do still kind of say, what are you doing here? But even then, regardless of the amount, people should be buying Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. It's just put a gun to my head and go, you know, if you got to pick one coin that's still going to be around and going up in 30 years from now, what's it going to be? I'll immediately say Bitcoin. Duh. So would you, if you know anything. You know, it's really strange being on this side of the camera, just like talking to like your phone and like some random comments. I have way less people follow me over here and are on my live streams here on YouTube. On TikTok, I have like hundreds of people on my stream, so people are always like commenting and responding and engaging with me. I'm really getting really fucking annoyed being here and like almost nobody like interacts with me. But you're watching, but you won't interact. It's so strange. Here you go, ask me anything. You may not like my answer, but I'll give you my honest answer. And I'll tell you why. But you can't be afraid of hearing what you don't want to hear. You should be wanting to hear the thing that's going to help you the most, even if it's not what you expect or want. And the truth is, most of you are not going to make money in crypto. Again, most of you will be in profit, but you won't take it. You'll write that shit down and lose money. Face the Nation's the man. He's been on here multiple times. He seems to keep coming back. He seems to like, he must like me. Some people like me, most don't. I'm for who I'm for, I'm not for who I'm not for, and I'm not for most. I'm not going to massage your back. I'm not going to tell you you're pretty. I'm just going to sit here and call it exactly like I see it, and I'm not going to waver. And I wish there were more people out there like me, because most of them are just trying to get you to click and get your eyeballs, and they're just saying what you want to hear so that you'll watch their stuff and get them their metrics. I don't give a shit. buy Bitcoin, hold for long term, and then take a loan out against it as it's tax-free, then live off that. That's a pretty decent idea, OFF. Pretty decent idea. That's the old buy, borrow, die strategy. And getting loans against your crypto assets, especially Bitcoin, for sure Bitcoin, are just going to become easier and easier. Like, you can use DeFi now and get loans against your Bitcoin, but they're fully collateralized, over collateralized actually, and you could get liquidated. Okay, so you got to be careful with that. Now, you can do it in such a way that you're impossible to get liquidated. But if a bank were to just give you some of that dirty fiat and you were using your Bitcoin as collateral and you're just making payments on the loan, well, that's a different situation. That's an uncollateralized loan, but you're showing that you do have collateral if it needs to be used. I really actually kind of can't wait for that, to take out an uncollateralized loan against my Bitcoin, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm not saying it the right way, but I think you get what I'm saying. Basically like a line of credit, if I have enough Bitcoin. That's how I think OFF, Operation Financial Freedom. I think that that's probably the lowest risk way to do it. Yeah, but the riskiest way for the lender. Fine by me. In the meantime, go to this link. Go learn how to be the bank, learn how to be the casino. Learn how to have your stable coin, your Sol ETH and Bitcoin passively turn into more every single day. That's the power. Been in crypto 8 years, been in DeFi. The whole time DeFi has been around, I'd say it's probably about 5-6 years. This is the best stuff I've ever found. I've been through the gauntlet. Had my ass kicked. I've been through all kinds of stress and pain and learning this stuff and making mistakes. Skip all that shit. Go spend $30. Learn exactly what I do now after all this experience. And learn why I do it. And you'll learn how to use it. And you'll all of a sudden know something that 98, 99% of people in the world, even in crypto, don't know how to do. And that's why the opportunity is so massive. Because almost no one knows how to do it, but the opportunity is fading away. It's still got a lot of time left. But as more and more people get onboarded, the opportunity diminishes. Take advantage of it while it's still super juicy. Do you think look smart sucking your teeth? Bro, been in the game for years, but you're selling your course based on conservative plays. I'm in this game for the volatility, but most won't get out. $30, do your own research. Cool. Yep, I'm a loser. I don't know how to do anything. Poncho, you nailed me, you got me. I don't make fucking money from this. Almost no one's gonna go buy it, $30. I give shit away for free. I don't know if you heard me say that. I've done that many times in the past. You wanna know what happens? No one ever uses it. No one reads it, no one watches it. But I learned when people pay for things, even if it's only $30, they actually open it up. They actually read it and watch it. They actually take action on it. Because when people pay, they pay attention. I'm in volatility in the game too, Poncho, cool guy. But that's not for most people. There's no reason to be only massive volatility. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. And that's definitely not for most people. That is for all people. So whatever. Your problem is your problem. I'm not your problem. What else you guys want to talk about? Who's already bought? Oh my God. And then people come in here and spam these coins. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I'm not for most people. I'm for going for. New Maxer gave some laughs. I dig it. Poncho, are you serious? Why are you here? You just like totally disrespected the shit out of me. And now you just want to talk? You can get the fuck out of here. Bye. Get out. Circle IPO, any thoughts? Why do you care? You just called me you just like disrespected the shit out of me. And basically called me a piece of shit. What's wrong with you? You're an idiot. You think you're smart, but you're as dumb as they come. Bye. Get out. Crypto space is toxic. Yes and no, Face. It's just people. People just vomit their internal pain anywhere they can if they have it. You know? That's what it is. And I've been on this side of the camera for about 5 years. And it really used to bother me. It just doesn't bother me as much anymore. It doesn't feel great, but it doesn't have much of an impact on me anymore. Because over time you just learn that none of it's about me. It's about that person and what they're feeling, whether they're aware of it or not. Because all I can do is be me. I'm just sitting here chilling, talking, sharing my thoughts, taking the time to share my lessons, my education with people, and everyone thinks they want things for free. I say it over and over. I could give you everything I have for free. You'll use fucking none of it. You won't even read or watch any of it. I've done it so many times. Only if you pay for something will you have a chance at getting anything out of it. Because it's you, not it or the price or me or anything. If you pay for something, you'll pay attention, because then you'll actually value it. Even if it's only $30. Got a few videos, but stopped. It's good. I think that's good. The crypto boss, you're too kind. I'm just a dude. Just a dude out here fighting like the rest of you, trying to get through these markets, taking hits, getting the occasional win, learning lessons, and keeping going. And thinking about how to position risk differently, how to position for reward differently. That's like the most magical thing I've ever found, what I teach you over there. Not on crypto though. I'm gonna check it out. Depends on the information, if it's free. Face, I'm telling you, man. Go pay $30. Go get it. It's not free. Free stuff people don't use. Even if it's super valuable. I've given away super valuable stuff. Let me tell you a story. This is when it really, really like hit home for me. I've been trading for years, and people all wanted to learn how to trade. So I asked people over the series of multiple live streams I did on TikTok. So thousands of people responded like, yes, please, please, please put together a trading masterclass. Please, oh my God, I want that so bad. So I spent 3 months putting it together. Recording, re-recording, editing, thinking, how could I do this? How can I position this where they might take it this way? A lot goes into that. And finally, after 3 months, I was done. About a 2-hour long masterclass, not too long, but plenty long, and really would catapult most people way far down the learning curve. And then I released it. I went on TikTok live streams. I was like, all right, there it is. It's free. Go get it. Hundreds and hundreds of people went and put in their email and claimed it, right? So when they put in their email, the link goes to their email. So they can open their email and just go right to the video. Hundreds of people claimed it over the course of a couple weeks. And a couple weeks go by and I realize I haven't heard anything from anybody. No one's told me, oh, this is good or thank you. No one said this is shit. No one said anything. I'm like, what's going on? So I went and looked at the metrics. And again, I realized hundreds of people had claimed it. And way less than 10% even opened the email. I don't remember the exact number, but it was way less than 10%. I was like, what? And then since I published the video as a private video on YouTube, I could see how many views it had and how long the average view duration was. Of the less than 10% people that even opened the email, about 1% of them actually clicked the link to go to the video, the link that was in the email. So say there's 100 people that got it, hundreds of people claimed it. So in this specific example, 100 people claimed it, say 8 opened the email, and like maybe 1 clicked the link to go watch the video. And guess, it was a 2-hour long video, guess how long people watched that video for? An average of about 8 minutes. So hundreds of people claimed it, about 1 to 2% even went to the video, and none of them watched the whole video, 2 hours long. The average watch time was 8 minutes. That confused me and pissed me off. I spent 3 months making this thing, and everyone said they wanted it. What the hell's going on? So I'm thinking about it for days. I actually am losing sleep at night because it's bothering me so much. And I'm out for a walk one day, thinking about this, and a thought hits me. Guess what that thought was? When people pay, they pay attention. I thought, that's so true. I wonder if that's what's going on here. And so what I did is the same exact class, the master class that I made, it took me 3 months to make it, to really catapult people into trading and really shorten the learning curve for them a lot, that they all said they wanted. Well, I started selling it for $50, just $50. That ain't much money. It's a few Chipotle burritos, the cost of a few beers at a football game. People don't hesitate at that shit ever. $50, nothing. So then people started buying it. Guess what happened? 99% of the people that bought it opened the email and went to the video. And the video was 2 hours long. Guess what the average watch time was? More than 2 hours. What changed? The video didn't change. The email didn't change. The only thing that changed was that the people paid for it. Because when you pay for something, you pay attention. You put in more effort. You want to get your money's worth. You actually decided on something. Whereas if you get things for free, you have nothing to lose at all. As much as everyone thinks they want things for free, there's no value in free things because you won't use it. Even if you think you will, you won't. But if you pay for something, you'll use it. That's why your uncle bought a shitty baseball card years ago for $500 and now it's only worth $20, and he's still holding on going, oh, it's gonna have its day. It's gonna go to 10,000, you wait. Why? Because he spent money. Whereas if he got it for free, he would have sold it for $5 a long time ago and forgot about it. When you pay for things, you pay attention. Remember that. Important lesson. So go spend $30. Go learn something extremely valuable. Go learn how to be the bank. Go learn how to be the casino. Go finally learn how to use DeFi. Learn how to get double-digit yield by being the bank and the casino on stablecoin and Sol ETH and Bitcoin. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. What's stopping you? You. So what's the lesson? So companies spend a lot of time trying to hit the right price for something. Well, Dooney, they spend a lot of time trying to hit the right price for something to maximize profit. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that I have to charge for it because if I give it away for free, I might as well not even give it away or use it because no one's gonna use it. But if you pay for it, you'll use it. That's what I'm saying. But most people will spend a fuckload of time going from stream to stream to stream, to video to video to video, to post to post to post, and you feel like you're doing something because you feel busy. But what are you really learning? Learn something real today. Learn something real. Get a skill. Put some tools in your tool belt. Spend $30 and you'll sit the fuck down and you'll learn something that will be more valuable than anything you've learned in the past 2 years. Or keep doing what you're doing, thinking things are going to change. I don't know. I do know. I do fucking know. So I'm trying to talk you into taking your vitamins, eating your vegetables. And they taste great. These ones. All right, I should probably get going. Been on here for almost 2 hours. Don't know what else to talk about today. I don't want to go home and pack. Oh, look at this. Ethereum hit a new high for this cycle, 47.73 now. And it's up here at 47.67 at the moment, making another drive up, making a new high today. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, tell you what, I'm going to end the stream in 5 minutes. So that means in 5 minutes, that video training that teaches you to be the bank in the casino, finally use DeFi, get double-digit yield on stablecoins solely in Bitcoin, it's going to go from $30, which is a during stream special. In 5 minutes, it's going to go from $30 back up to $100. Will I have it for $30 next live stream? Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, how many more days do you want to go by not knowing something so valuable when you can learn it today? It's about 2 hours of videos, step by step. You will learn more in those 2 hours than you've learned in a very long time. And you'll actually use them and actually upskill, up-level yourself. So you got about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to end the stream and price is going to go back up to $100. Or get it for $30 before I end the stream. And again, if you don't like it, give your money back. Bearish or bullish? I feel pretty bullish right now. To be clear, as a fact, we have been in a bull market since December of 2022. So anyone that says bearish, block them, because they're kind of idiots. We've been in a bull market for the better part of almost 3 years. And I guarantee those people that are bearish right now are almost always bearish. And what would be really funny is when it is actually time to get bearish and it is maybe the top of the cycle, those people will actually flip very bullish. So maybe don't block them, but realize they are what they are. They're counter indicators. They're like a Jim Cramer. When Jim Cramer finally flips bullish, you know it's time to get the hell out. They're those type of people. You have to remain bullish because we've been in a bull market, an uptrend in Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap for 3 years, almost 3 years. And let me show it to you as a fact. Let me show it to you as a fact. Okay. We bottomed in November of 2022. This is the total crypto market cap, the value of all crypto added together. It has been going up, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, on its way up. We've been in an uptrend for almost 3 years. And since here, November of 23, we've been in this beautiful channel going to this top, the bottom, the top, the bottom. Now we're on our way back up here. Now what's interesting, think of this as a door. You ram it once, you ram it twice, you ram it a third time. Every time you ram that door, you got a better chance of breaking through. And if we break through when we get up here, we got a good chance of getting our way up to this one, which would be beautiful. Right now we're at 4.1 trillion. I'd say about the top of this resistance is about a little over 5 trillion. And if this ram can bust through, it's going to make its way up to here. Say it gets here by the end of the year, well, that's about 8.5 trillion, more than a 2x from here. And if it really gets crazy by the end of the year, it'd be up here to this line, this long-term trend line, at about 13 trillion. Let me show you something. This is where I get these lines from, right? This is like the mid-cycle resistance, like it was here. So mid-cycle resistance, but then I should have a line coming from the bottom of the bears to give me this line. And then this is the 2017 top and the 2021 double top. They all connect. Isn't that interesting? Connect, touch it, touches perfectly, touches perfectly. Isn't that interesting? 3 points that are exactly the tops of the market. Top of 2017 bull market, double top of 2021 bull market, perfectly touching. So I don't necessarily see why we won't end up here. By the way, that ended right at the in December of 2017 or early January 2018. That was in May of 21, 4 years later. That was November of 21. So 4 years later, so I don't see why 4 years later, which we've been trading beautifully in this range, we've been in this range between this line and that line for 8 years with very little deviation. That super bear market bottom and then COVID. Other than that, we've spent 98% of the time in this range. I don't see why this won't come up here. I think it's very possible that by the end of the year, total market cap gets up to about 13 trillion, which is about a 3x from here. Most people's problem is they're just going to be too impatient. And really, most people's problem is just ignorance. Right? What hurts you more than what you don't know? The only thing that hurts you more than what you don't know is what you know for sure that just ain't so. You get it? What you don't know hurts you, but what you know for sure that just ain't so hurts you the most. There's a ton you don't know. We all know very little in reality, but there's all these things that we think we do know that just aren't true. Go over here. You got a few more minutes before I end the stream and raise the price. $100 when the stream is over. $30 right now. Learn how to be the bank, learn how to be the casino. If you don't take the time to learn how to be the bank and the casino, like what are you doing? I don't know. That's obviously a very valuable, very appealing proposition. I'll learn how to do that. Most of my portfolio is sitting right there, doing exactly what I teach you in that video. Getting double-digit yield on stablecoin as well as Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin. Meaning that all of those things are every day passively turning into more. Stablecoin turning into more stable. Sol, ETH, Bitcoin turning into more Sol, ETH, Bitcoin. Because I know how to be the casino and the bank. I teach you exactly what I do over there. $100 when the stream's over in a few minutes, $30 right now. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Don't be the dude though that's just like, no matter what, I'm gonna ask for my money back. Please don't do that. I mean, I can't tell if you are or not, just saying. Go into it and really try to learn from it. And if you don't like it, you truly don't like it, give your money back, all $30 of it. Right, cost a couple beers at a football game. I'm sure you wouldn't hesitate to do that, most of you. Face says, just got it. Fist bump, buddy. When you're done checking out, it shows you my email. If you have trouble, if you have, as I've been having some technical issues, if the email should arrive with the links to everything, Face, and anyone else that got it, should arrive within 15 minutes, but it can take up to an hour. If you don't see anything, wait an hour though, be sure to check your spam and junk. If you don't see anything after an hour, send me an email and I'll just manually send it over to you, okay? But it's a bit of a waiting game. We're just sitting in a bit of a waiting game. Waiting for Ethereum. Let me find Ethereum again, where'd it go? There it is. Ethereum. 47.73 today is the high it's gotten to. Right now it's at 47.52. Wow. Long time coming. And and look at the size of this candle. This is the daily, this is the weekly. Look at the size of this weekly candle. I can go to the daily, I suppose. Daily candle, pretty big too. Like, it's really got some power going on. Again, I give it more probable than not that we get somewhere between about 54 and 6,200 by the end of the month. It's not a guarantee. I just, by looking at everything, if I got to pick, I feel like the most probable scenario of all the options is that ETH lands somewhere between 54 and 62 by maybe the end of the month, but probably at least by the FOMC meeting in September. But things can really heat up from there because the market will start to like price things in, all their speculation of how far rate cuts are going to go, like they did at the end of last year, amongst other things. So, you know, you could get to Halloween, somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving. If I got to pick top prices for this year at least, where the highest prices will be in 2025, I'd predict, which take that with a massive grain of salt, somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving. And I think if I got to pick when I'm going to be taking some profits this year, because maybe we have an extended cycle, I don't know. It doesn't really look like that to me. I don't have strong signs of that anyway, so I can't really lean that way. But you got to stay open to possibilities. I just think my highest probability for this year, at least where top prices end up this year, maybe it's the top of a bull market, maybe not, but I think top prices will probably be near the end of the year, somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving, something like that. Which is kind of where the highest prices end up every year anyways. Ever since 22, which was the bottom of the bear market, 23, the highest prices were at the end of the year. 24, the highest prices were at the end of the year. 21, the highest prices were at the end of the year. 2020, the highest prices were at the end of the year. Like the highest prices are like always at the end of the year, almost. So for me to be in a post-halving year where all the other previous cycles have like truly bull cycle topped, and a bunch of other years that was at least the highest price for the year was at the end of the year, it just seems likely to me to really take some profit near the end of the year, somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving, which is basically the month of November. You are very, very, very nice. I appreciate you saying that, but I'm really not. I mean, I think I'm kind, like in that I just say what I really think you need to hear, but it doesn't often come across as nice. But it is from a place of caring, because I don't sit here and think about how can I make you like me more, how can I make you watch longer. I just sit here and think, how can I help you the most? And the truth is, I got to tell you harsh things. You know, if you're being dumb and backwards, I got to tell you you're dumb and backwards. And I don't mean it meanly. I just mean it like that's what's going on. And I know, because I've done all kinds of stupid shit, and I will do more stupid shit. And I try to learn my lessons, so when I see other people doing it, I'm going to let them know I'm seeing it. Because how else are they going to know, other than going through the pain of learning it themselves? And usually it's still what you're going to have to do. If the idea of learning to be the bank and learning to be the casino, right, because the house always wins, go over there. I show you exactly how I am the bank and the casino, and how you can go step by step to do exactly what I do. Most people by far don't know how to do this. The opportunity is still massive. My stablecoin turns into more stablecoin every day passively while I sleep, while I sit here and talk with you. My Sol ETH and Bitcoin passively turn into more Sol ETH and Bitcoin, no matter what I'm doing, to the tune of currently about 20%. Wow. Stablecoins about 11% at the moment, but it fluctuates. I've had it as high as 50. I've had Sol ETH Bitcoin yield be as high as like 120. I'd say right now we're at the lower end. It's fine by me. I'm trying to be conservative with you anyways, but You know, if you're getting 11% on your stablecoin, you realize that you're beating 99% of Wall Street. Not just on stablecoin yield, this means on yield, period, on returns, period. And you don't have to do anything because you just learned how to do something almost no one knows how to do. I normally charge $100, criminally underpriced. During the stream, $30. And I said I was going to end the stream in 5 minutes, like 15 minutes ago. I really am going to end the stream in a few minutes. When the stream's over, price goes back up. Still worth it though. Way more than worth it. Dear sir, what is your cycle top prediction? Roy, this is where I'm going to be kind, but it may not come across as nice. Never ask that question to anybody. It's always going to do you a lot more harm than good. Nobody has a clue. To me, you might as well be asking me, what are going to be the lottery ticket numbers this week? That's not an answerable question. But here, you'll actually maybe kind of believe my answer or other people's answer. And you'll get an idea stuck in your head of where it's going to go. And no matter what happens, you'll be waiting for that price and it will probably never get there. And you will lose a bunch of money. Nobody knows. You have to get the skills, the experience, to know how to tell when things are kind of running out of steam if you want to go that way. But you got to most importantly realize you're never going to sell the top and you're never going to buy the bottom. You need to take profit when there's profit on the table. And you don't need to sell it all at once if you don't want to. But if you put in 10 grand and all of a sudden your shit doubled, maybe take 11,000 off the table for your initial plus a little profit. And then, you know what happens? You have no risk. And you can just see so much more clearly because your fear is gone. But Bitcoin, it's only going to continue going up over time. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down, but overall, it just goes up. And I can pull up the chart, its entire existence, it has been in an uptrend, right? Doesn't mean it goes up every day or every year, but it goes up. It's in an uptrend, right? Up, down, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Higher. It's going to be in that pattern past your lifetime. Past anyone you know's lifetime. I could get into why, but I'm getting kind of tired of it on the stream well over 2 hours. It has to do with the perpetual increase in mining cost. It will always, over time, cost more to mine Bitcoin. More and more and more and more. So that makes the price of Bitcoin go up with it. The Bitcoin price is always higher than the mining cost. In the very rare moments, which are very small windows of time and rare, that Bitcoin, you can buy Bitcoin for less than the cost to mine, you need to literally buy as much as you can. It's not a joke. It's massive. It is Black Friday and they're giving away TVs for $1 and you can get as many as you want. Rare. I've only met one other person that understands crypto. I'm sure you've met a number of people. You mean like in real life, maybe not. I spent thousands of hours learning, but everyone I speak about it refuses to educate themselves and dismisses it, stacks sats. Yeah, what else can you do? Like, you know how you want to tell people about crypto, but they just don't want to hear it? You want to tell them about Bitcoin, but they just don't want to hear it, and it drives you nuts because you're like, I want to see them win. I want them to benefit from this. But they just won't do it. That's how I feel when I tell you to go over here to dailycryptobull.com and learn how to be the bank in the casino. And you're crypto people. Like, I'm trying to get you to do something that's so incredibly good for you. And most people won't go do it. It perplexes your mind, right? You're like, why won't they buy Bitcoin? Like, at what point are they why won't they listen to me? How? I'm being very clear. Why? That's what I'm doing here. $30. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Teach you how to be the bank in the casino. These are major staples in my entire portfolio. And I went through years of pain and mistakes and struggle and losing money and all kinds of stuff to learn this stuff. And you can spend 30 bucks and come right to where I am. I mean, if you can't say yes to that, I'm serious. Like, your chances of winning just in life in general, they're not real good. Because if you can't say yes to just something so obviously valuable and risk-free, because if you don't like it, you get your money back, and cheap, 30 bucks. Like, if you can't say yes to just obvious yeses, your judgment's off. And that's the big problem. Judgment. Your judgment. And your unwillingness to do anything new. And as I say this out loud, and you know goddamn well it's the truth. Most of you still won't do anything about it. You go to the next stream, you go to the next post, you go to the next tweet, you go to the next TikTok. Feeling productive, but really it's just you entertaining yourself, but you feel like, but you want to tell yourself you're doing something. But you're not learning anything new. You're actually regressing. Go learn something new. Go learn an actual skill, a real valuable thing that most people don't know. 99% of people in crypto still don't know how to use DeFi. And they'll be like the people that you try to get to buy Bitcoin. They'll end up buying Bitcoin when it's $1 million. You won't, if you don't do it now, you're gonna eventually use DeFi, but it's gonna be years later when these opportunities that are around now are gone. The opportunities are still massive. But you're gonna be like the no-coiners and buy Bitcoin when it's $1 million and the opportunity is mostly gone? Or are you gonna just get ahead of the damn thing? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. It means the price is going back up to 100 bucks. But you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And when I come back, then I'm gonna raise the price back up to 100. So you got maybe 5-10 minutes to get it for 30 bucks. Or else it'd be 100. Still way more than worth it at 100, but fast action discount. All right, y'all. I'm taking off. See you next time.